let's go ahead and switch views as well. We have another shot of him as he's seemingly walking up to reporters. Let's try to listen in.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. We've had some pretty good news coming out of Russia. We're hearing good things. Who knows? But we're hearing good things. They're in a very strong position militarily with quite a few Ukrainian soldiers, but hopefully nothing will happen with that. I've asked them not to let anything happen, and I hope that nothing happens. But I feel that Russia is going to make a deal with us, I hope. We've spoken with President Putin. We've spoken with a lot of people. And Ukraine is waiting. I'm very concerned about the field. In the field, there's a very vulnerable group of Ukrainian soldiers right now that are actually surrounded. And that's not good because we don't want them to die. Enough people have died. So we'll see what happens with regard to all of it. But I'm getting, from the standpoint about a ceasefire and ultimately a deal, some pretty good vibes coming out of Russia. Any questions?
Mr. President, what do you think about the Senate vote on the CR?
What was the vote?
They just voted to advance it.
What?
They just voted to advance it.
Good. That's good. I mean, I was told that that was what was going to happen. Very good. And I appreciate Senator Schumer, and I think he did the right thing. Really, I'm very impressed by that.
Mr. President, walk us through the tariffs. Mr. President, obviously you're concerned. You're concerned about the situation in Gaza. What are the hopes now to get the hostages back?
She just became a big story tonight, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you see that? What?
In Gaza, sir, the situation, what is your hope now for a hostage release?
Well, I hope that it all works out. You're talking about Israel, though, right? We're very much into negotiations with regard to the hostages in Israel, and we're going to have to see what happens. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll work out. A very complex situation. There's tremendous hatred at levels that nobody's ever seen before, yeah?
Mr. President, walk us through the tariffs and why it will be financially beneficial for America. We know the Australians will not do reciprocal tariffs, but can you walk us through this whole process and how it will bring wealth back to the United States?
Well, it's going to bring tremendous wealth back, and it was tariffs used in reverse that really brought our country to a position that we don't ever want to be in again. And when somebody is treating us badly, we're going to put tariffs on. They're going to be very fair. They're going to be fair and reciprocal. And our country is going to come back very, very strong. I think our country is going to come roaring back. The tariffs are a big deal. And frankly, that's how China does it. And that's how a lot of other people do it. And we do it better than them, but we never had a president that knew how to do it. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
All right, as you see there, we were listening in as President Trump decided to speak to reporters and answer questions ahead of his flight as he's expected to go down to Florida. And if you could see there in the background of that shot, we also saw Elon Musk there as well. Of course, he heads up the Department of Government Efficiency, also known as DOGE. A very close right-hand man to President Trump during this administration as he executes, as what President Trump says, to cut out some of the bloating within the federal government. So we're getting, again, some views there of President Trump entering Air Force One, and there he is, Elon Musk, alongside what appears to be his child there, waving at reporters as well, boarding the flight heading to Florida and leaving Joint Base Andrews. And again, as we were listening into President Trump answer some of those questions, he touched on several different topics in that very brief, again, question and answer session. He talked about tariffs and reciprocal tariffs, several other countries as well that are known to do them. Of course, talking about China within that as well. He talked about the CR vote as well. As we know, the government was set to shut down, and there still is a looming vote, but the test vote went well. So you can see our camera view is getting a little bit crazy there, so we'll switch to this more steady shot that we have there, again, of Joint Base Andrews and Air Force One. So also he said the CR vote was, quote, very good. He said that this is what he was told that was going to be expected from that test vote. So again, when the vote happens, we'll bring it to you here on Live Now from Fox. And lastly, President Trump also answered a few questions about Israel and Hamas and the ceasefire deal, as well as some of those hostages being released. So, of course, all of the major topics President Trump did take a few minutes to touch on as he is getting ready to depart Joint Base Andrews. And as you can see there, they are now pulling the steps away as Air Force One is getting ready to take off there. He's supposed to be headed towards Mar-a-Lago. Of course, this all happened after earlier today he made his speech there in the Department of Justice. This was a long-awaited speech that's happened. So a lot of headlines still continuing to follow them here on Live Now from Fox, leaving you with this bit of a view that we have of Air Force One.